Hello Flying Jurist Nation, the Flying Jurist here will be coming you back to the channel where we discuss all things related to aviation. Yes, we attended the Aero Expo 2023, a very vibrant and interesting event. We look forward to Aero Expo 2024. We believe it's going to be even more vibrant than this year's one was. Guess who we caught up with at the Aero Expo 2023? It's none other than YouTuber and pilot Mickey Lang, who flew the Diamond DA62 all the way from Austria to Africa, South Africa to be precise, at the Vanderboom National Airport. He takes us through his aircraft and explains how it operates, how the engines are configured, and what's the value add for a pilot owning and flying the Diamond DA62. Let me not waste your time. Let's allow Mickey to take it away.
Oh, hi, Mika, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Nice to see you.
Today we came to see what Diamond Aircraft has to offer, and we want to know more about this beauty right here.
Yeah, so here you see the DS62.
Okay.
We flew it all the way from Austria, in Europe,
Really?
in the middle of Europe.
Wow.
All the way here. It took us 6 days
To get here.
to get here, 6 days. 32 flying hours. And yeah, but to be honest, with the 62, it was like a road trip, basically. Yeah, we got in there and it was just smooth all the way. Yeah, it's the perfect traveling machine, I would say, for that. Yeah?
Perfect travel for a pilot, private pilot, or for commercial usage.
It's the perfect machine for a private pilot. Yeah. So like if you want to go somewhere with your family, awesome. Yeah. We have several customers that do air taxi services, yeah, for smaller hops. Yeah. So that works. You can put an DS62 onto an AOC. Yeah, that works. But the big how do you say, the customer range? No, most of them is the private guy. Yeah.
Usage. Oh.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how is the market in South Africa or Africa?
Say again?
The market for Diamond Aircraft.
That's a good question, actually. I'm
it
just
the first
flying
time?
it, yeah.
Okay.
But we see more and more interest.
Okay, that's good.
That's not from the sales side, not from marketing. That's not my opinion, okay. So I think we get more interest in the planes down here, yeah. So it's our first time here at Aero South Africa.
Okay.
And it's, I think, the first time that a 62 entered South African soil.
Wow. That's a big deal.
That's a big
So we
deal.
are very privileged.
Oh, we are. Thank you.
Okay, can you show us around inside?
Yes. Or let's actually
Start
start
at
with
the,
here with the engine.
Exterior, okay.
Yeah. So what you see here is basically a car engine. Yeah?
On the side. Not on the
Basically,
wing, okay.
we took a car engine and kind of changed it to an aviation engine. Yeah. And that's also why we fly with jet fuel. Yeah? It's basically a diesel engine. Yeah? It's way more efficient than the off-gas. Yeah? You have no lead in the fuel, and the fuel is available everywhere.
Everywhere.
Because
so you can't really say.
exactly. And the cool thing is really with that thing, you fly very efficient, yeah. So it depends on your power setting, yeah. But I can fly this machine, yeah, with 2 engines under a fuel flow of 10 gallons. Yeah.
For real.
For real, yeah. So if I put it in a power setting of 50%, I get a fuel flow per engine, let's say about 4.8, yeah. And then I'm actually below 10. Then I'm not flying the fastest, that's correct, yeah. But I'm flying efficient, yeah. And if I increase the power value, yeah, 85% or 75, you get a fuel flow at 75 for about 7.3 per engine, yeah, which is still very low, yeah. That's 14.4 or 14.8, 14.6 gallons per hour, yeah. So under 15 gallons, and you get a good true airspeed for about 75% in 10,000 feet, 175, yeah. And with a fuel capacity of 86 gallons, you can do your calculations now how long I can fly. So my longest flight, personally, in the DA62 was 6 hours, and I still landed with 1.5 hours left in the tank. Plus, at the last hour, I was really like pushing the power forward.
What? So it really saves as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So the range, I feel very comfortable with a high power setting of flying 800 nautical miles. If I have alternates around. If the final destination does not have an alternate, I save some more fuel for that. Because on a ferry flight, when we go from Iceland to Greenland, the options in Greenland are not the most. You got me. So we always have to see that we either have enough fuel to get a long way, continue, or that the weather on the forecast is good. But planning wise, it's very cool to have that amount that you can stay up for such a long time. And so our engines are very unique. If we continue, then how does the engine run with the fuel? We talked about the jet fuel. You also see it here, jet fuel. We have the main tanks and the auxiliary tank behind the engine. The next cool thing in the 62, actually in all Diamonds, is that the fuel tanks. We have aluminum tank. It's not a wet tank. It's not a wet tank, wet wing. It's an aluminum tank between the two wing spars. You heard right. We have two wing spars. We don't have one wing spar. We have two full carbon wing spars inside. So the wing spars are here. And the tank is in the middle. Exactly. So for certification, you need one wing spar, but we decided to have two.
Double it up.
And a very interesting fact now. When we did the testing for the wing spars, how much G they would withstand, the first wing spar was having a crack at 12 G. One of them. So the plane is certified CS23, so that means you are certified for 3.23 Gs, I think, actually. But it could hold easily. So another safety thing, if you fly into turbulence, you don't have to be afraid that something goes.
Because that's always the question.
So
how does it handle it?
Very well, especially also with the long wings. It's like feathering. It's like you see the long wings, and it's very smooth in unstable air because the feathers kind of absorbs the bumps. So that's So that's also a very cool feature.
Definitely.
What you see here in the front is the TKS, how do you say, TKS bars, let's call it that, or the TKS leading edge. So what happens here, the aircraft is fully certified into known icing. So you see small little holes in here. So if you come, or if you would experience icing, you turn on the TKS or DS system, and then there is a fluid coming out of here, and then it would go over the wing, and it would pretend ice from building up on the leading edge. This is
It's improving all the time.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is, with not only our wing or leading edge is support with TKS, also the propellers.
Same thing.
Just a bit different. You have the nozzle here. The nozzle comes out and then it goes in here to the rubber. And to prevent ice from building up on the propeller. One more thing to the TKS, we also have a spray bar on the lead. So if you have ice on the short landing, you can just spray it on and then it goes away. One more thing actually about the engine, it's unique. The engine is liquid cooled, completely, plus the gearbox is liquid cooled. So you have actually no temperature problems with these engines. We start up these engines. I mean, the liquid cooled does not have anything to do now with the startup. Either in minus 30 degrees or in plus 40 degrees. They cool sufficiently, very good, and they also warm themselves, because with the coolant, we have an inner flow in the engine and an outer flow. Either it's cooling or heating. Very cool to see how that works. And what's the benefit with a liquid cooled engine? When you do long descents, you can just pull the power out, and there is no
for carpet and
no need for a carpet, yeah, and there is no a risk of shock cooling the engine, because it's still either warming or it's warming when it's getting cold air for too long. Yeah? So you can do what I always do, or always, you can do 170 knots actually. I mean, don't do this if you're not experienced on aircraft, but you can do 170 knots until 1.5 miles final. Just put up the power to idle, and then these things act like discs. Gear down, flaps, and then you don't even have to put in you actually have to put in a bit of power before landing, and it works, and the engine is totally fine with it because it's liquid cooled. So that's really cool.
And your props, what material?
They are made of wood and composite and aluminium leading edge here. Yeah, exactly. So that was a lot for the engine. Maybe to the structure. The airplane is a almost full carbon airframe. Yeah, I always say it's like a Formula 1 car. Very light. I mean, it's light. And it's very, how do you say? It's supportive in the case of a crash. This is a full monocoque. These bars and everything. This is supporting it. This is saving your life in an event, in a crash event. So this aspect is a very cool, or you feel safe when you fly it. Then also in the seats.
No, we need to get the engine. Too far.
If you look at the seats here, the seats, they are fixed. But the only thing you can move here is the backrest here and the pedals. Okay.
Adjustable. Okay.
Why? There is a reason behind it, because we saw in older airplanes, in crashes, the seat, they're on rails, right?
Yes. Sometimes
so
they roll back.
Exactly. And when there is an impact, the seat just boom. It goes front or back.
To crash into the
Exactly.
Okay.
But here the seat is fixed in this complete monocoque system. Under the seat is a how do you say, kind of a foam or a foam block, which will absorb an impact. So it compresses and stays then there. So it just dampens the impact. And that will save your spine. Actually. So that's the next thing. In the event of a crash, you are.
So a lot went into the design of this.
Of the safety, the safety, and then also, it's streamlined, it's aerodynamic,
It is, Okay. And with the retracting gear as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's And the gear is also very rigid. You can land on grass with it, no problem. With the trailing link.
Yes.
I call it also the F-18 landing gear.
It looks similar to that. Yes.
Finally, I can be a Maverick.
Yep.
Avionic-wise, we have the G1000 NXI.
Okay.
I think it's pretty standard in today's new aircraft. So, but like all the others, we're in the same time there. You can have the Iridium antenna here, the GSR56. To download your weather, have a satellite phone in there, SMS, blah blah blah.
Yes,
So that's a very cool feature. And the Chief C700 as an autopilot works very well, and weather radar is an option.
You can be installed there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And what more? Oxygen equipped, of course. It's not pressurized.
So what's the ceiling?
200, flight level 200.
Wow.
And we used it on the flight here.
Okay.
We flew from Jeddah to Addis in flight level 200.
Okay.
We had to, bad weather.
That's nice.
And then we were sniffing significant amount of oxygen.
Okay. No. Thanks so much. It was a good tour of the Diamond 62.
I think it was a lot of information here now.
Well, it will help our viewers understand this aircraft a bit
Absolutely.
more.
Yeah.
No, thanks a lot.
Good. You're welcome.
All right, that was an interesting rundown of the DA62 from Mickey Lang, who's both a YouTuber and a pilot, who explained to us just how far they flew to get this bed down to Southern Africa for all to see at the Aero Expo 2023. We'd like to urge you to keep supporting this channel so that there is growth. We are aiming for the 10,000 subscriber mark, and we know that with your support, we shall surely get there. Africa deserves to be given real-time, relevant aviation content, especially for the African child who aspires to become an aviator, who aspires to become a pilot, who aspires to become cabin crew, who aspires to become an aeronautical engineer. This is the channel that brings you all that information. All we ask of you is to click like, subscribe, share, and watch these videos, discuss these videos, paste them as a link on your social media handles, wherever you operate, wherever you interact in your community of influence. We are asking you to talk about this channel. We're asking you to copy, the video links and paste them in your own spaces, your own social spaces. Let's get Africa speaking about aviation. Let's get the African child gaining access to real-time relevant content. It is only through your support that we can get there. And remember, we believe in the mantra at the Flying Jurist Nation that with every hour the cockpit beckons. Whatever hour it is that you have, keep adding those hours, keep investing those hours in the pursuit of your goal. Every hour gets you closer and closer to attaining your goal. Until next time, the Flying Jurist saying cheers, over and out.